Welcome back to my channel. Good morning. It is 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, which is when I typically film my intros. I've got my little morning routine done. I've got my face cream on. I've got my lip balm on. As you know, we are in the third or fourth vlog for autumn, so it's getting a lot drier. I'm finding my feet are dry. And also it's really important to stock up on your vitamins. So while I'm taking my vitamins, I've got a bunch of them. I've started adding to the vitamins. I used to just take a main multivitamin and some fish oils, but I've added a few things on because I've been listening to a podcast. And when I listen to podcasts, I like to listen to podcasts that really give me sort of information that I'm interested in. And at the moment, I'm really interested in sort of the science behind longevity, what people are doing, all of the new things that come out. And I noticed a few years ago that people were saying, multivitamins are not good, or even if you take them, they just go out your system. And apparently that's a load of bollocks. So I want to encourage anybody who's watching to watch her videos. And she's got a YouTube channel. She's done a lot of talks, a very lengthy talk. Some of them are 2 hours. And her name is Rhonda Patrick. I wrote it down so I didn't have to misspell it. But I'll leave a link to her YouTube video in the description box below, and also some of the talks that I have been listening to, what she's been saying. And she's been talking about the simple multivitamin. She rebunked the theory that multivitamins are not good for you. It is the easiest thing to do. Obviously, she advocates high interval training exercise. I mean, that's nothing new. Everybody knows that just 10 minutes of that every single day is the best way to prevent cardiovascular disease and Alzheimer's and all of that. It's just the best thing. So if you're doing high interval training, yay you. I still haven't got to that section yet, but she does talk about things like magnesium, vitamin D, which is really important, that I've been taking for a while, especially for us. We live in higher up north in Sweden, so in a country like Sweden where we don't get enough sun in the autumn, so definitely a lot of vitamins. But she was really interesting. I wanted to start the video with her name, Rhonda Patrick. She is a 47-year-old scientist who's been researching this topic for many years. I think you'd find her really interesting if this sort of topic, health and longevity, is really something that you are interested in. I'm also looking into red light therapy, which I've heard is really good as well. I want to see if it works, but I'm still looking at to what I want to do, whether I want to get a red light therapy for the entire body. It's supposed to help with skin, with acne, with pain, back pain, neck pain. And I've got sort of a neck pain that I've been having for quite a while now. And it's because I'm not exercising enough and my back is not as strong. So I've been doing exercises that my physiotherapist has given me, but I hear red light therapy also really helps. Saunas, hot tubs, any sort of hot shower, all of those things really help with your health, especially cardiovascular disease. So enough of that. So this is what I'm taking. I'm taking obviously a collagen tablet. That's really important, especially for women in my age who are getting a little older. Then I want magnesium. Magnesium is another vitamin that we are almost all of us deficient in. Sorry, it's morning voice. So that was magnesium. And then I'm taking creatine. Creatine is really good for your muscles. Usually people who used to train a lot had to take this for muscle building. It's good for muscle building, but it is also good for us to take it if you're exercising, or even if you're not exercising, for your muscles. Really important. So we've got creatine. Our fish oils, they're really a must. The vitamin D tablet, I'm taking an extra one of that because we get less sun. And the simple multivitamin. Now, they did do research, she said, with just basic run-of-the-mill multivitamin, and it was really also very, very good. So she says that she's put her parents on a simple multivitamin who don't do any exercise, because she really thinks it is definitely the best and the easiest way to go, especially if you're not exercising, to really get enough nutrients. Now, this doesn't mean that I pop all these pills in my mouth and then I just eat whatever I want. I'm trying to be conscious of that as well. I eat a lot of sort of kale and salmon and fish, and pretty much in Sweden it's kind of healthy, the food, aside from the fact that we've got this culture like on Saturday, which is Saturday's sweets. That's really bad for you, but anyway, we can't do everything. So this is what I'm doing at the moment for my health. So I'm going to take all of this with my water. It's quite a lot, so I'm going to take them one at a time, and then we're going to open some packages. Yes, no intro today. So I decided, I've heard a lot of people don't like intros, some people like it. I decided I'm just going to start my box like this because it's just more personal, and that's just exactly how I roll. I mean, I did talk to you about how I like to keep everything realistic here and, you know, sort of authentic, and really and authentically, it's very difficult for me to get the time to edit my videos, so I'd like to keep them as simple as possible. And if I don't need to do an intro, let me know if you like this sort of thing where I just start immediately. So let me get all my tablets in and we'll get back to you. We've got some things to open. Okay, I've got that down. As you can see, I still haven't found an autumn mug. I'm not into these sort of very, what do I call it? Very autumn style mugs. So like pumpkins and all, that's just not my style. I like to keep everything simple and sort of neutral. So I did see something that I liked, but I thought it was a little bit too expensive, but I found something on Temu, so that will come next week, I think. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. But let's open the packet. So autumn is in full swing here in Sweden. We went down to like 5 degrees or 4 degrees in the morning yesterday, and it was misty, as you can see, and I'll put in some footage I filmed yesterday for you guys. It's misty and it's gloomy and it's really beautiful, if you ask me. I think it's just gorgeous. And then you just get sort of the feelings of autumn and the sort of Halloween vibe, and I can't wait to decorate for Halloween. I missed it last year, like I said. Lady has wrapped it up with a Willis bag. Okay, so now during this time of the year in autumn, I like to just stock up on some new sort of jumpers, and last year I was into these sort of very heavy knit jumpers, and I'm not anymore. That's why I buy my clothes from Vinted. I like to change up my clothes. I feel for something this time and I don't feel for it the next time. The same with my home decor. So there are certain pieces that I buy that I'll keep all the time. I bought some beautiful dresses in Sri Lanka. I will probably never get rid of them, but some of these sort of sweaters that I buy secondhand, I don't feel as bad sometimes. But this year, I'm into the sort of more streamlined sweaters and sort of looking at a little bit more cashmere and a little bit better quality. So I've been buying a few. Actually, before we open that, let me show you this one. I bought this cardigan. It's a beautiful color. I gravitate. You would see my home is also in this sort of browns and beiges. It's a beautiful sweater, and it's from H&M, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's an H&M sweater. It wasn't very expensive, but I think with a white collared shirt inside, it's going to look very, very classy. So I'm going to wear that today, so we'll show you what it looks like. Then I bought something else. These came during the week and I couldn't wait to open them. We had this one. This is a black cashmere sweater. Now, I bought this one, or cardigan really, because I really wanted something in cashmere. I wanted to see how it felt, and it really is quite lovely. So I think I'm going to start ordering a few more pieces on Vinted with cashmere and looking at a little bit more quality pieces. So this is a black sweater, and then we've got a new one opening. And then I'm also selling something. So I went through my wardrobe because in autumn, really, it's time to get rid of all the clothes that you're not wearing. That's another thing that Swedes do. We spoke about a couple of them in my previous videos. First one was lighting. Lighting, I think, is the most important way the Swedes transition into autumn. They have their mood lighting, all the different types of lighting at different levels, just to really create a cozy atmosphere. I've got candlelight, I've got, lamps that I can charge and put around all over my home. I had a lamp here back behind me. Now I've moved that from the back here onto my open shelf over there, just to give it a little bit more light. So lighting is really, really important. And the second one last week we spoke about was bringing pieces of nature indoors, because the Swedes love to bring in nature, and they really enjoy, sort of branches in your home. We will show you, that's what I'm going to show you in a minute. I bought in some acorns. You saw that last week, some really big ones. So anytime you can bring plants or anything from nature into your home, especially for the autumn months, the Swedes are all for it. Number 3, and another really important thing that the Swedes do, is obviously go through their clothes. They really change up their clothes, because from September, end of September, we'll forget about September, so October. So we have October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, maybe April. So you've got 7 months of the year. It's not dark all of these 7 months, so don't get me wrong. It's probably dark maybe 3 months of the year, but it's cold for most of the year. 7 months of the year, I would say it's cold. Sometimes in April you can get snow. So the Swedes like to transition their clothes from around September, end of September to October. I find it's a great thing to do. Go through all your clothes, all the things you're not wearing, and that's exactly what I did. I went through all of the kids' clothes. We gave away some clothes. We threw away some clothes. I've got a bag. I've got 3 bags going. One for clothes that we're going to throw. You can't throw your normal clothes or like socks with holes and things into the normal dirt. It's illegal here. It's not, well, they're not going to catch you, but you're not supposed to. You're supposed to recycle. So I've got a bag for that. I've got a bag for the charity store, so the things that I have worn that I can give them. And then I've got some things that I really haven't worn that much that I'm going to try and sell on Vinted, which I think is really important to try and get some money, especially if you want to buy Christmas gifts and all. Everyone's tight these days. People like to buy things on Vinted, so I've been quite strategic. And I'm trying to, let me open this and talk to you. I'm trying to, what's the word? I'm trying to make sure that I'm selling things like, jumpers and things I'm not using, because this is the time of the year everybody's looking at all of those things. So, oh gosh, I forgot to get scissors. Let's see if I have the muscle strength after all my keratin. Ooh. Yes. Okay. I ordered a few things on Vinted, so I can't really remember what I've ordered. So. Okay. And my son has started selling things on Vinted, so it's really great. He's also started buying things on Vinted, so I'm not sure what to do. Okay. And then we've got an Ikea bag. It's like playing pass and parcel. Okay. Oh, yeah, I know what this was. It wasn't anything fancy. I bought a hoodie. I love hoodies in the morning, especially when I go to work and stuff like that. So I needed a couple. I ordered this one. This one was, let's see, where was this? Zara. That's right. I love Zara. I like the quality of their things. It's sort of very. This is the sweater, a hoodie. I love hoodies. I think they're really stylish, and they're really sort of, great piece you can put over your clothes. My kids have hoodies. I like to buy it for them as well. So this one, it's a really nice quality actually, but it's nothing very, very fancy. So that's what I got from Vinted. I will wear that as well and show you what it looks like. Okay, to the exciting thing now. I went to Ikea yesterday because I found some twigs. The couple of weeks ago we went to Ikea and I showed you a sort of burgundy twig that they had, and I thought it was fake, but it turned out to be real, and I thought they had it there just for show, but it turned out that it didn't. They have it on their website and it costs 39 kroner. So I went and I thought, okay, 39 kroner is a bit much to pay. That's like €4 almost. And I thought, okay, I'll pick up a couple. So I did. I picked up a couple. They come in like this. This is what it comes in. So I went to the cashier and I did a self-scanning thing and I scanned it and I got a shock. It was 9 kroner. So from 39 kroner, they had brought it down to 9 kroner. Sorry, you can hear my kids in the background, but it was unbelievable. They had brought it down to 9 kroner. So I went back, obviously, and I bought 6. I bought 6 and it cost me, just about what one of them would have cost me. So let's open them together. This sort of, can you see burgundy leaves? I don't have any dried leaves. So these are not fake. These are dried leaves. So I'm going to open them with you. Then I've got a vase here that I'm going to put them in. I've got this vase. Like I said, I don't always buy new vases and I don't always have to have a dark vase for autumn. I love to keep these sort of classic pieces that I have. This one I bought at H&M. If they have it, I'll still have it linked in the description box below. It's a beautiful shape, beautiful color. It works for all seasons round. I'm going to try and put all of these leaves in here. We're going to do it together. So let me drink my coffee, set this all up, and then we will catch up with you in a minute so that we can do this bit of decor and then we'll get on with the rest of the vlog. So like I said, I got a white shirt underneath this sweater and it's looking really, really pretty. Now I haven't put on any makeup, just tied my hair up. I like to have a ponytail. I feel like it's really sort of sometimes regal without it being too much. Sometimes I have a bun on my head. Very rarely do I have my hair down when I go out. I don't know, for some reason I put it down and then I go out and I find like it's not the best. But I'm standing here in my sitting room. As you can see, the sitting room is looking really, really cute. I'm really thrilled with the sort of vibe that we have going on in the house this year for autumn. But let's get started with these branches. So I'm really happy with this. I can pair this with a blue shirt, with a white shirt. I could wear it on its own. It's really, really beautiful. I could have all the color up like this. Also looks very smart and regal, or you can have it down on this. Also looks very, very cute. Okay, so I brought you in closer. Now, for the purposes of this vlog and just to make everything faster, I opened most of them. I'm going to open this one with you guys. So this one has a sort of tag, but the paper is really nice. I think I'm going to save the paper. This is sort of very rustic sort of paper. This is what it looks like. It's very, very beautiful. I actually might even go and get a few more because I could use this year in and year out. And for 9 kroner, it's such a steal. So I found that this leaf had broken off one of them. So I have this little vase. I just wanted to try it on. So you could have a few of these leaves in something like this. It was just a little touch of autumn. So if any of these leaves have fallen out, I can do that. But let me show you what the vase is looking like now. On my second cup of coffee. And Rhonda Patrick, she has a YouTube little video on the benefits of coffee. I haven't listened to it yet, so I will listen to it and let you know next week. But the flowers are looking beautiful. Let's show you the moment of truth. I'm going to put this one in. This is basically what it's looking like now, and I haven't opened the leaves out. So basically what I did was I took the bunches and I just put them in my pot here. So let's see if what we think would work best, but I'm really, really thrilled with them. I don't think I need to take them out actually. If I do take them out, I think it's going to be a bit of a mess. I'm just going to tuck them in here and spread them out very carefully. Now these, like I said, are dried leaves. They're not fake. So don't want to add them into any water when you're storing. You want to store them in a really nice dry place. I'm happy I went back and bought quite a few because it's looking very, very lush, and it's just gorgeous. You could add it into another vase. You can decide what you want to do with it. It is very, very pretty and very organic. So I'm going to just fiddle around with it a little bit and then show you where I'm going to put it. So this is what it's looking like. I am in love with it. It's so beautiful. It really is lush. It's organic. It's a beautiful sort of purpley organdy color, which is perfect for autumn. So I'm loving it. It's quite a substantial piece of decor. Okay, so now what I did was, I'm liking this a lot better. It was very droopy, so I took all of the sprigs together. I tied them all together, so they're sitting tied at the bottom of this, and it's sitting a lot better at the top. So I'm really enjoying it a lot more this way. So I am going to leave a link to it in the description box below. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to be the same price anywhere near you, especially if you're living in another country, but they are beautiful. Let me bring you in closer. So this is the leaf. So it is a real dried leaf, and it is just stunning. Because if you can get your hands on quite a few of them, I think it will look really, really pretty in your home as well. So now I'm going to take you to my favorite flower shop close to my home. It is so beautiful out here. They've got lots of mums and all of the autumn flowers out. Obviously people are buying them, but when they've just got so much of it together in a cluster like this, it just looks so beautiful. I can just imagine a garden full of these autumn colors. It would just look so stunning. I thought it would be the best sort of view for y'all of all of the autumn flowers that we have here. This one is the exact same thing that I have at home on my coffee table. It is a larger version of it. It looks really, really beautiful. I'm thinking of actually buying a few of them and putting them in together in the other sort of pedestal vase I got from Temu. If you've missed that video, I will leave a link to it in the description box below. So now this shop had a mix of dried wreaths like this one. It was really very beautiful, but as you saw, it was quite pricey. They're 399 kroner, so it's 39 crowns. It's a lot of money. And this large hydrangea was 895 crowns, which is 89 euros. Now this wreath would really be easy to emulate at home. If you had a wreath like a form, you would just pick up some of your autumn leaves and attach it to it, and it would look exactly like that. And that one was also 30 euros. So we made our way into the shop, and inside the shop is no different from outside. As you can see, they jam-packed this shop with so much stuff. It just feels so eclectic and so beautiful. I really enjoy it. It's sort of going through a maze of things, you know. You look at something and then you go in and you see the rest, and it's all just so beautiful. And now it's that time in the vlog that we go for our walks. Now all the names of the mushrooms I can find will be here, but look at these mushrooms. They are something out of a fairy tale. They're so big, they were much bigger than the size of my hand, and these ones turn black at the edge. They are edible from what I understand. Now the berries, I've featured them on my channel before just as they were coming up, and that they were looking a little bit green, but now they're fully black and burgundy stem, and they're all hanging off the tree at the moment. I really, really love it. These are the last of the black berries. They're called björnbär here, bear berries in Sweden, but as you can see, the leaves are now starting to turn this beautiful burgundy red, color. A lot of it is still green, as you can see, but you can see small snippets of it that's turning this sort of red burgundy color, which is very typical for this time of the year. It is the end of September when I'm filming, and so a lot of the foliage is still green, but obviously we can spot areas where the color is changing. As you can see, the björnbär or blackberries have all been eaten. These ones cannot be eaten, so I think that's why the animals don't eat those as well. So now it was time to take a walk, and as you can see, a lot more leaves on the ground. The forest is still looking lush and green, and for the most part, all of the pine trees will stay green for the rest of the year. They do all year round, but we've got a lot of birch trees here as well. So as you can see, they are shedding all of their leaves. The birch trees are the ones that have the sort of white bark. So we're walking through to the other side of the forest where we're going to go to the fields. I just wanted to show you what it looks like. So as you can see, it's a lot more brown on the lower surfaces because obviously it's not much sun coming through all of the trees. The trees are sucking up all of the sun that's on the top, and this is typical of what happens in the forest. The ground starts showing signs of autumn first, and then obviously the trees start shedding their leaves. So we're going to make our way through this forest area. Oh, these are blueberries, the blueberry bushes. I didn't get a chance to go picking. As you know, we were in Sri Lanka for 6 weeks this year in the summer, but hopefully next year I will show you when we go berry picking up in the north of Sweden. But let's make our way to the fields over on the other side of this forest. This forest is so close to the fields, as you can see, just over there, but it's just so beautiful. I find it really difficult to wrap my head around the fact that you've got this sort of beautiful forest area, and then suddenly you come through this sort of opening here, and it's just an open meadow. It's so beautiful. People come here with their dogs for walking. People ride horses here. Children come. People come for berries. They come for walks. But we're going to go to that tree there because I used to take the kids with me there, but I can see from where I was standing that it is somewhat broken. So let's go have a look. We've still got some remnants of some summer flowers on the fields and meadows, but let's have a look at this tree coming up. I needed to make my way through this grass. As you can see, the grass is really grown high, and that's typically what happens in the summer. So you have to really be careful during the summertime for ticks and all of those things, especially on your dogs and on yourself. It's very common here. So we all actually have vaccines for malaria, and we really look after ourselves where that's concerned, because if you get a tick bite, it can be quite dangerous. But as you can see, the branch of this tree, a substantial branch of this tree, has collapsed. It has fallen off. So let's go have a look at how much of it. This part is green, so which tells me that it's been on the ground maybe a couple of weeks. Not everything has turned brown, but as you can see, a branch there, and the whole thing has just snapped. I don't really know what has happened here, whether it was hollow and it was sort of dead inside, as it's just come apart, but it looks really spooky. And considering Halloween is coming up, I think we might bring the kids from my school and do some sort of fun Halloween activity over here. Maybe hang some bats and have some sort of cobwebs and some spiders, and we are probably going to introduce all of that to them. It looks a really fun little project. But as you can see, the fields are looking still very green. If you didn't know it was autumn, you'd probably still think it was summer. But look at these flowers. These are all the sort of small flowers that are left over from the summer, because it's obviously very sunny at these few days, and they are just sort of the last bits of the summer flowers still around. Now this is called Nippon. Nippon, I have to put the English word here on the screen while I'm filming. I can't remember it. Yes, rosehip, I think. like rose hip, I think, but hopefully I will have the right word on the screen. So we make a soup out of it, and when I say soup, it's sort of like a juice. They make a juice and you can sell it. You can buy it actually in bottles or in sort of cartons. It's also apple season, and everybody likes to use apples to make apple mousse, to make juice, to make cider. All of these things are very, very popular during this time of the year. We are going to be making some apple pies and some apple cake, my mother-in-law's apple cake, on my channel maybe next week or week after, so stay tuned for that. But as you can see, all of these apples are on the trees at the moment. Lots of animals are getting to them. You could pick them up and eat them. Now some apples are more tastier than others, and we do buy lots of our apples still, even in the autumn, at the store. So today we're making Alison Roman's white bean stew. It calls for harissa paste, some garlic, some red onions, and it's a white bean. So she uses the mix of white beans, so that's what I'm using. I'm going to go through the recipe and I'm going to make it. I'm going to show you what the end result is like if you want to emulate it for an autumn stew. It really, really is very, very tasty. I've had it, I think I made it like maybe twice or thrice, but my friend and my husband really haven't had it that much. And you have egg and parsley, and it's really a lot. The only thing that I can't use that she uses is preserved lemon. I'm going to use some lemon juice. She says you can substitute for that, but I think if you can get a hold of preserved lemon, I'm sure it's probably really, really tasty. So let me get these onions. I'm using 3 small red onions, and we've got some garlic. Let me get all of them chopped. So the recipe calls for red onions. I mean, she's just changing it up. I don't think I have enough red onions, so she recommended that you use as much of the stuff as you can from your pantry. So this is really how she came up with this recipe. So I don't think it's going to be a huge problem if you mix red onions and if you mix some yellow onions. So I'm going to cut one more onion just because we really like onions in our stews. It's really good for you. My husband's been coughing, my kids have been a bit down under the weather, myself too. This is what happens in autumn here in Sweden. You just really, the lack of sunshine and the colder weather and the lack of vitamin D and all of that together, to get sick with COVID, colds and coughs. And so it's a lot of, small sort of sicknesses going around Sweden this time of the year. It didn't rain today. Well, it might rain later. It looks like it's going to rain, but for the most part, the weather is always really, really nice during autumn. I like it because it's colder in the mornings. That's how you know autumn is here. It sometimes can go, we've had like 7 degrees in the morning some days, and then it goes up into the 20s, the early 20s, nothing like 25, 24. So maybe 20, 21, 22, 23 max. Today it was 21, which was really nice. So I really like autumn. I think it's the best time of year. It's a really great weather. Aside from all the rain that we get, it is really a lovely time of year, especially here in Sweden. Okay, these onions were a little bit more difficult to peel, so I'm going to get rid of all of this. I'm going to have a bowl here. It's easier just to dump everything in there. And then we're going to get on with the onions. So while that's settling, I've got the pan on, and she recommends olive oil. I'm going to use a mix of normal olive oil and a little bit of this chili olive oil that I have. This is really very nice. So I'm going to give it a bit of a mix. Basically now we're just going to add in all of the garlic and the onions. Into this I'm going to add a generous amount of harissa paste. So we like it spicy. My friend who's coming can also have spicy food. Add in a good dollop with some tomato paste as well. I will have it linked in the description box below, the entire recipe. You can watch her YouTube channel as well. She recommends seasoning. She says it's very important to season as you go, especially your pepper. Pepper is a spice, so if you cook it a little bit, it will bloom. gives it a really beautiful red color, which coats all the white beans really, really well. I'm going to give all of it a mix. I might have to put a little bit more sriracha because we like our food spicy. So once this is done, you want to add in your vegetable stock. You can use chicken stock if you don't want to keep it vegetarian. And then you're going to let it cook. But she does recommend smashing a few of the beans just because that's going to help your stew thicken up. The difference between a soup and a stew, she explains, is a stew is thick and lush and a soup is more runny and thinner. Sometimes I make my soups, they're also quite thick, so I'm not sure if I'm making a soup or a stew. But this is definitely a stew. Alison Roman's white bean stew. It's called the new stew. That's exactly what it's called. The first one she made called the stew went viral. I made it on my channel several times. It's the chickpea stew. It's really, really good. I'll have a link to that as well. They're really great, hearty, healthy autumn recipes. So I'm going to let this one cook, and I'm going to cook up some of my stock. Just added a stock cube and some hot water. So I'm just gonna let all of it cook. I want to taste it and see if it's spicy enough. I might have to add in some more sriracha or some chili paste. For those of you who don't know, if you're new here, I'm from Sri Lanka. We like to eat spicy food, so my husband's used to it. He's half Sri Lankan, so he's been used to it since he was a little guy. But it's spicy enough. So I'm going to give all that a cook, and then I will show you what it looks like a little later on. So into this stew, I'm adding, it's called dark green kale or black kale. This one, normally I use the other type of kale, but I thought I'd change it up a little bit. So I'm using this in the stew. So I'm gonna just break it off the stem. I could use a knife as well if I wanted to, but I'm just breaking it off, and then I'm just adding it into the stew. She recommends, what was it, broccoli chard? I couldn't find it. It's a hardier one, and she uses a stem, but I think I'm going to leave the stem out of the kale. But I'm just going to start adding in all of this leaves, and then just mix everything up. And then when I plate it up, I'm going to show you, you add in parsley, some feta cheese, as well as a medium or half-boiled egg, which is really, really nice. So I'm going to add all of these leaves in, give everything a stir. Let me show you what it looks like at the moment. Let me bring you in. It's looking like. It really, really smells nice. I've had it before. I enjoy it a lot. Make a batch like this, and then we will eat up what we can, and then the rest I like to take for school. So during the week I eat a little bit healthier as well. I've put on so much weight during my trip to Sri Lanka. It's time to cut back on the sweets and all of the fatty pizzas and all of that, and just really eat some healthy food, which is what we're doing. And what better time to do it than in autumn. I can't wait for autumn. I'm wearing my autumn colors already. I love autumn, Christmas, and what we have first. We have decorating for autumn first, which will be in some of my vlogs. Then we've got Halloween coming up, and then we've got Christmas coming up. I know those of you in the States have Thanksgiving. We don't do Thanksgiving here, but I can't wait for all of those festivities that are about to come into our homes, really giving us a chance to enjoy our homes. Someone like me, you saw on the vlog that we've been painting the house. We are trying out different colors, and now we started painting. So it's a lot of love that goes into my home. So I really want to be able to be here and spend time in my home and enjoy it with my family. Like my husband says, let's not go anywhere for Christmas because he decorates so beautifully in the house. It's nice to just be at home. Thank you so much for joining me. The outro to this video is going to be how I plate up the stew. We're going to have this for dinner. I hope you're having a great beginning of autumn, can I say? And with all of those autumn cozy vibes, I'm sending all my love to you guys, and I'll see you in the next